YouTube, in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you 11 tips and tricks to help you drop more kills and get a higher KD inside of Rebirth Island. And make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video because tip number 11 is something you absolutely have to be doing in Warzone to get higher kill games. These tips are for experienced resurgence players that are looking to get that bit better, but if you're more of a casual, you can still absolutely introduce them into your playstyle and improve. Or at the very least, you can get an insight into the mind of Rebirth demons. And make sure you guys are subbed with the notifications turned on so you never miss an upload. But enough waffling, let's get straight into tip number 1. With SBMM being so strict in Warzone, the average public lobby that you will play will more than likely have a good few sweaty players terrorising the lobby, and it's only a matter of time that you will get into gunfights with these players. What I found is that when you both hit your shots and break plates, for example, and the enemy darts for cover, 9 out of 10 times they will be faking the cover and will immediately reach out to catch you napping. But if you hold your ground and ADS at the point they will jump out, then you will get a free kill a lot of the time. Now, I know this movement is as old as COD itself, but as the saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You need to have the drop shot in your tool bag as it comes in clutch in so many different gunfights. The main thing with the drop shot though is when to use it. It's best when you meet someone both standing at the same time, and when your ADS also go prone so you're still hitting shots on the way down while your enemy is still aiming too high and therefore missing shots. Now for me, I always start standing as soon as I hit the deck, just so that even if I haven't knocked them on the way down, I'm sure to on the way back up. And now you're ready to move into cover or your next gunfight with the assumptions that their team is close by, which is also a tip I'm going to cover later on in this video. A simple though effective skill to learn is the button sequence of the buy station and where every item is positioned so that you reduce the chance of getting killed at the buy, to speed your games up for more kills, as time spent looting, rotating and using the buy stations is time wasted that could be spent on chasing kills, and potentially the most clutch reason of all is to be able to use it at endgame when the gas rotation to the buy to grab a gassy could be the difference between you getting your PR and not. Someone straight up amazing at using buy stations under pressure is a fellow English streamer, Zyro. The amount of times that he uses this clutch play to secure the dub and get that YouTube worthy gameplay is literally his bread and butter at this point. This tip is an interesting one and something I've never even thought about until I've seen it for myself and used it in my gameplays. Simply put, when going to rechar for example, you've gone around a corner to fake it and turn around and catch the enemy off guard who is chasing. Instead of turning the quickest way, go the opposite like a circle and chal like that. I don't know if it's the timing of those extra milliseconds difference for the longer turn or how it looks on the enemy's POV, but it honestly helped me so much with recharring people. Now this next tip is the easiest of them all because you don't actually have to do anything to help you get better. You simply have to run the flex perk instead of high alert, and not for the reason you may think. So of course flex gives you a different audio which can help you hear footsteps more clearly, but it also makes lethal equipment delayed so you can run over the equipment without it sending you back to the lobby. You also get audible beeps when you get close at them, but remember, they still go off, it just gives you an opportunity to run past them before they get you. This also comes in clutch when being aggressive and pushing teams camped up in buildings because you can run past their claymores and cluster mines and chal them, catching them entirely off guard. Again, another skill as old as COD itself. Put simply, it's aiming your crosshairs in the directions of where an enemy might appear, so if they do, all you have to do is ADS and hit those shots with minimal corrections needed to your aim. It's that simple. This is one of the reasons why lower level players think good players are cheating, as it looks to them like they knew they were coming through that doorway when you're actually just preempting that a player would chal through that doorway, being proactive rather than being reactive. So when people say better game sense or game IQ, this is what they mean. You can practice this in every game by just being slightly more conscious of your crosshairs, and as you're navigating the map, move your crosshairs to that doorway or window or towards the corner of a building, and you'll find yourself picking up easier and easier kills. Now this tip is just having the discipline to know when a gunfight is worth your time. Now I know these tips are all to help you get more kills, but sometimes not taking that gunfight is easier than dying to it, waiting for the timer to count you back in, loop back up and find another team to fight. Of course you're going to drop higher kills and push PRs in bot lobbies, and it's easier to say I'm better than everyone in that lobby, but it doesn't mean you can win every gunfight, especially with how ratty and RNG COD could be. And remember, they're still in the lobby, so you can still pick them kills up later if you've made a better rotation, say. Yeah, they were in the corner 2 minutes ago, but now gas has forced them out and you're in a good position just to pick them off. And just to finish this tip off with a saying I learned from someone, and that is, sometimes it's not about dropping more kills, but dying less, and that comes hugely down to the fights you pick or don't. Again guys, this tip is as simple as it sounds, but it's also a great cue to have in your head, especially with these tips being geared around getting more kills, being more aggressive and taking the fight wherever you go. It's paramount that you constantly reposition around teams. This is also where having good map knowledge comes in, so you know the different ways to navigate buildings because you'll be using them when repositioning. So you've got that knock. Instead of standing there to play or waste more bullets getting the finish, use those bullets to fight his teammate. Rotate out the building whilst getting a reload or plating up from the damage you took off the first guy. Then take another teammate out the equation by challenging them from the first floor window ledge from the jump spot that you've learned, and catch the teammate trying to get a res off, and again you go. Take another angle and catch them off guard until you've wiped the entire team. Honestly, the amount of times I've killed someone and his proxy chat is him telling his team that there's 2 or 3 guys pushing when in fact it's just me repositioning each time. So this next tip is one I'm sure you won't have heard of before, but it's unbelievably effective. So like I said, we are taking fights outnumbered a lot of the time to achieve the higher kills in each game, and that means we have to make disadvantaged positions and turn them into our advantage. So the scenario required for down push down to work is to have a player down with his team pushing you. Most players in this position want to secure the kill and therefore finish the down guy, but we want to use him as bait. So we've all been in a team before, and what happens is our teammate goes down and he's screaming down the mic for you to push and get the res off, or get the guy that got him. In this situation, you as a teammate are thinking, 1, I need a res because I don't want him to get full killed or bleed out, and 2, you're thinking, I'm going to catch the enemy lacking trying to get the full kill so I can shoot him basically unchallenged and get a free kill. So this is why the down push down method works so often, because once you've downed that person, you can full send it around that corner or up that staircase and catch the teammate completely off guard. Now this next tip is something I'm super guilty of not doing, but this shift in mentality is going to help you so much in each game. Now it's true that Rebirth has become far stackier than it's ever been, and yeah, I'd agree with those people who say this isn't how Resurgence games are supposed to be played, but it doesn't change the fact that that's how people play. So instead of complaining that everyone was stacking when you die like I do, instead, play for it. Get that first down and immediately think, where's his team and how do I best position myself if that were to be the case? And it won't work all the time. You will still misjudge and make the wrong decision, but overall you will see your deaths decrease and your survival rate percentage creep up with a small shift in mindset. And now for the final and most important tip of the entire video, so make sure you're listening for this one, guys. So this last tip, guys, is the most beneficial skill you can learn from this video and take into Rebirth to help you become a better player and push your PR higher and higher. So a door play is essentially using a door to break cameras, create cover, and break the enemy's line of sight. So this can be used defensively and offensively depending on the scenario. So you're going to run through a doorway and you're going to close it behind you, and then you're going to stand on the side of the door that if an enemy bashes through it, the door becomes your cover from the enemy. When you're behind the cover, you can take those seconds to play it up, or you can time it to bash back through the door onto the pushing enemy to break his camera, or simply allow the enemy to run through so you can run back through the door, disengage, and reposition like we touched on earlier to get a more advantageous position. Like I say, guys, this is incredibly effective and it works, and it can be used against bots all the way through to pros in the game. Anyway, guys, thanks as always for taking the time out your day to watch today's video, and also let us know down in the comment section down below the best tip that you've learned today, because I'd absolutely love to know. But thanks again, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.